Good evening, Hotfix Nation, and welcome to another episode of Hidden Heroes. This is the Hotfix show where we showcase speedrunners who are part of marginalized communities and the games that they're passionate about and that they want to show off. My name is Anarchy, of course, and everything lately we've been talking a lot about Donkey Kong with the release of Bonanza and all that awesome stuff. And we also can't forget the Red Plumber himself with the release of Mario Kart World. He's also been in the news a whole lot. So this episode of Hidden Heroes, we're really going to put these two to the test. I'm going to be asking various related questions that boil down to Mario or Donkey Kong. Mario versus Donkey Kong. That's what we're going to be doing tonight on the episode. Up first, we're going to be having Leah with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Try saying that 5 times fast. Any percent modern mode. And then after that, we're going to have a real classic of a speed game with Artemis running Super Mario 64 70 Star. So we've got some really great games and some really great gamers tonight. So make sure you stick around for the show. For tonight's shirt bit, we've got my Frost Fatales metal t-shirt here because Flame Fatales is coming up very, very soon. Flame Fatales, GDQ's all women and femme speedrunning community, is preparing for its next event, Flame Fatales 2025, which will be running from September 7th through the 14th. The schedule is now live at games.quick.com/schedule/58. You can also type !FF in the chat for more information on how to join the Discord community and stay up to date with all things Flame Fatales. But for that, I'm actually going to be on site. It's my first time being on site for Fatales and being at the studio, so I'm very much looking forward to that, and it's going to be a really great time. But without further ado, I want to welcome on Leah with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD 80% Modern Mode. And before we get started, I want to wish both good luck and also a very happy birthday since it's past midnight across the pond. So good luck and have fun and happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy that it ended up coinciding like this, that the run happens to start right as it's gone midnight on my birthday. But yeah, good evening everyone. This is DKCR HD, and this game's really cool. I'm quite nervous, and I'm sure I'll be able to better explain the game as I get into it. But yeah, before we get started, Modern Mode is basically an easy mode of sorts that was introduced it was previously introduced in the 3DS remake of this game as new mode, and it's returned in the Switch port as Modern Mode. It basically gives us an extra heart, and it also lets us get some extra items. So it's easy mode, but it also lets us do some extra cool things. And without further ado, I think I'm just going to go right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start the run in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck, you're going to do great.
So the first thing to know, and we'll have plenty of time to do it here, is that I'm playing this on a original Switch console. I do not have a Switch 2. The effect that has is that the Switch 2, as you might have expected, as it has done for many games, it has way faster loads. And in fact, for this game, it has one of the most significant effects of all. The Switch 2 saves so much in loads that actually saves about nearly 10 minutes over the course of this category. So, although that does make the Switch 1 speedrun way slower, it does mean I also have more time to explain things, so it's not all bad.
We take the wins where we can get them.
So the main form of movement is rolling. With Donkey Kong by himself, you can only roll for about half a second before it dies out, so we do a bunch of jumps to keep that roll speed going. And as soon as we grab Diddy, we can actually roll infinitely, which makes our life a lot easier. Quick little background section here. I'm something of a 1-1 enjoyer myself. I really like 1-1. I love playing this level in time attack. In all 3 versions of DKCR, I've held the world record there for quite a while. It's one of my absolute favourite levels to run. But yeah, that's 1-1 done. So yeah, on Switch 2, this would have already done, like that load would have taken like 2 seconds on Switch 2. It's insane.
Wow.
And this one would take like 4 seconds. But nonetheless, it means I have more time to explain stuff, and yeah. So 1-2 is already quite a difficult level for being in the early game. It's one that trips a lot of new runners up. Not so much the first half, more so the second half, because there are some fairly difficult cycles, and these cycles are actually harder in the HD version of DKCR than they were in Wii and 3D. And I'm going to be drawing a lot of comparisons between Wii and 3D and HD during this run. So getting right into our first climbing section here. The thing to know about climbing is that we are climbing with the D-pad on the Switch Pro controller, or, well, yeah, the D-pad or like directional buttons on a Joy-Con, because climbing with the joystick is quite a bit slower. You want to be hitting like a perfect 45-degree angle when you're climbing, because for some reason that makes you climb like significantly faster. And if you do the Switch joysticks, they don't have notches, so you basically can't do that on a joystick. Thankfully, this doesn't involve like changing control scheme or anything. You can just like kind of shift your thumb down to move to the D-pad, which is quite nice. That was a fairly clean 1-2 though. Overall, World 1's not got too much going on, but the thing about this run, and this game in general, is that the second half of the run is a hell of a lot harder than the first half. So that's what I'm going to need to be locking in a bit more. But the first half's fairly chill. It's quite nice. I'm not as experienced with Tropical Freeze as I should be, but a lot of people say Tropical Freeze is quite a bit easier than this game. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, because, yeah, some of the later worlds really do get really tough in this game.
Yeah, when I was doing research for what kind of games I wanted to include on this episode, I was taking a peek at the Tropical Freeze leaderboards, and it's very overwhelmingly Funky Kong. So I'm imagining that it's free, you pick Funky Kong, and you just, you know.
Oh yeah, they have there's a split between Funky mode and original mode, so eventually playing as Funky Kong and playing as Donkey Kong, but the overwhelming majority of people prefer to play Funky Kong because not only is he much easier to play with, there's also a really good tutorial for the Funky mode speedrun, and he's just a really fun character to play as. Like, it's kind of incredible how they did it. They released Tropical Freeze on the Wii U in 2014, and then they ported it to Switch 4 years later with the addition of Funky Kong, but Funky Kong feels like he was just meant for the game from the beginning. Like, he flows so well with the levels in that game. I don't think Funky Kong would flow so well in this game. I think he would break this game a bit too much, but in Tropical Freeze, like, he breaks it like the perfect amount. It's so nice.
Huh, learn something new every day.
In these cannon sections, I'm holding right the whole time, so essentially just holding in the direction that I'm moving. That cannon, that little skip I did off screen just a second ago, that's only possible if you hold right the whole time, because it does actually make you move a little sooner. That stone section is a lot trickier on the Wii version. There's a ledge in that section on Wii that can trip you up a lot of the time, and it actually has a chance to just kind of throw you into the abyss, so you have to play it quite a bit safer on Wii. As far as this game goes, my main forte has been the Wii version, but ever since HD came out, I've tried to maintain a decent level of skill at all three versions of the game. Shout out to DKC Returns 3D, by the way. It gets overlooked so much, but I do hold it dear.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are some of the differences between this game versus 3D versus the original?
So a lot of it does come down to physics differences. Let me make sure I get this bit quickly. That ledge is notoriously difficult to get onto. I'm not surprised I missed that. It really comes down to the finer details than the physics. Overall, HD is you can kind of imagine it as like an upscaled version of the 3D version. So it bears a lot more similarities to 3D than it does to Wii. But it occupies somewhat of a middle ground between the two, because while it is based on 3D very heavily, it's also been up to 60 FPS, whereas the 3D version was at 30. So in that regard, it shares some similarities with the Wii version. And yeah, really all three versions are different. Like, you can, if you know one, you can kind of play the other two, but there's a lot of level-specific stuff that you just have to learn, including some stuff that's just like completely different cycles. And yeah, stuff that just totally doesn't work. One thing that is notable is that the 3D and HD versions, compared to the Wii version, have larger hitboxes on enemies, so it is easier to take like stray hits here and there, which isn't ideal, but it's not too much of a problem, especially because we're playing in easy mode of sorts.
Interesting.
Big jump. That's not going to be the last big jump this run.
While we were sort of talking about all the different versions of this game, Chad, I have a question for you. I'd like you all to name your favorite Donkey Kong games.
Myself, I think I stay loyal to the original Wii version of DKCR, but I do love all of the ones that I've played. Tropical Freeze is amazing. Fantastic game. There's a strat I'm going to go for here. Not sure if I'm going to get it. Okay, didn't quite get it. To be fair, I do need an audio cue for that, and I forgot to take my headphones off before starting this level, so that's on me.
Oh, good there.
I say you need an audio cue, but you can also... You can kind of feel it out if you've done it enough, which I have, but never mind. That basically would have stopped him on the left side of the arena after the third hit, so after the end of the first phase. Would have saved a couple seconds because he wouldn't have had to run across the arena after the first phase. Still an alright World 1. The only real mistakes were beginning of 1-6 and missing that fast Mugly there.
Oh, good.
Notably as well, that fast Mugly strat is actually required for the, or essentially required for the shiny gold medal in the game's time attack mode. So it does end up being one of the most difficult shiny gold medals to get. It's quite infamous casually. Going on to World 2 now, I'd say World 2 is the hardest of the early game worlds, so Worlds 1 through 4. This level in particular can be quite deadly sometimes. There are two key sections that could pose a problem here. One of them is at the end, and yeah, but I've also practiced this level quite a lot, so hopefully nothing bad happens.
I believe I'm gonna let you rock in.
It nearly had something bad happen right there, but... Okay. So you can bounce on that crab and skip pretty much that whole bit of waiting there. Saves about 2.5 seconds, but it's not a huge deal if you miss it. There is a more important skip I could go for at the ending here, which I will try. Nice, I actually hit that. I hit the harder one, but not the easier one. At least I got to show that off. That is a... I do love how that strat looks in motion. So yeah, that's an interesting 2-1. I do believe that saves time over getting the first one and missing the second one, actually, so that worked out, kind of. Yeah, there are 3 key levels in World 2 that can be an early game killer of sorts, and that is one of them.
Well, you did a great job, so we're locked in.
Yeah. Middle of World 2 is not so bad. It's kind of chilled out for a little bit. A lot of this game really is just like solid platforming. It doesn't come down so much to like big tricks. There aren't really any glitches to speak of in this run. Some definitely unintended things, but no real glitches to speak of. Just, yeah, pure movement for the majority of it.
I did see some people in chat talking about how satisfying the platforming in this game looks, especially when it's done really well. So kudos to you.
Back to fast climbing, diagonal climbing, whatever you want to call it. We don't really have a name for it. In the Wii and 3D versions, you can do a cycle skip here, but in HD you have to wait. The cycles are just completely changed for whatever reason. And just like that, we're done with 2-2. The vertical levels always end up being some of the most interesting to run. Not that the side scroller levels aren't interesting, but the vertical ones always have a lot of really cool movement, but they always end up being, they also end up being the hardest to optimize usually. Now we do have a fairly long auto-scroller here, but doesn't have really anything of interest going on. So we've got about 2 minutes of free time here if there's anything to talk about?
Yeah. First, I will say we got a lot of great answers about favorite Donkey Kong game in the chat. Seeing a lot of Bonanza, which is very valid. It's brand new. It's a pretty great speed game. All the things I've seen. Also got a lot of DKC2, which is also very, very valid. I'm a classic Donkey Kong enjoyer myself. Love DKC2. But keep them coming. I want to hear your favorite Donkey Kong games. And we also got someone saying Super Monkey Ball, which I think that's a valid answer. Actually, you're valid for that. But while we are here, we do have some time. I do want to shout out the GDQ Discord. So if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord, and you can also add the hotfix role to stay in the loop with upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. You can use !Discord in the Twitch chat for an invite and more information about that. You get a role. It's called the Hotfix Enjoyer role, and you get to stay in the loop with all things GDQ. It's a very, very fun place to be. So you can interact with myself and other staff members, and just hang out. So it's an awesome place.
Coming up to the end here, I do want to say Bonanza looks like an incredible game as well. I mean, as I mentioned, I don't have a Switch 2, but it does look like a blast. And it's had one of the most insane speedrunning scenes I've seen so far, and it's only been out for a month. It's really something. We were kind of like, in the DKC Return / Tropical Freeze community, we were kind of like following along with the progression, thinking, okay, when is it going to get faster than our game? And it didn't take long. As it stands at the moment, it is now faster than all full game categories in both of our games, so...
Yeah, the development for that game has been just completely like wild to see. As someone who doesn't run platformers and doesn't run games like that, it's been like, as an outsider, it's just been like crazy to see the community just explode for it. Yeah,
like they discovered like a 3-minute time save a couple days ago. Like just, oh, okay, you can do that. so many out of bounds in the game. Like, I mean, that is how 3D platformers tend to be, but yeah, it's still shocking every time it happens. I'm not one for 3D platforms myself, really. I don't think I'm very good at them, but I always admire the skill that goes into them.
Well, you're absolutely killing this. I'm having a great time. Chat, are we having a good time? I feel like this is amazing gameplay.
Those cannonballs in that level are RNG. They usually don't pose much of a threat, but I actually did get kind of unlucky there. I got hit by 2 that I couldn't do too much about. But yeah, usually not too much of a problem. We're coming up now to the second quote-unquote early game killer level in World 2. And this is quite a... This level and the next one are quite famous casually. You'll see why. If you've played this game before, this level will bring back memories. And so will the next one. Whether they're fond, I don't know. Oh, whoops. Is this guy? This level is another one that's like really threatening for your runs when you're like just starting out, but as you get better at the game, it really does not become too bad. I actually did a little bit of Wii movement there by accident. My brain defaulted to some Wii movement, which I didn't need to do, and it almost actually jeopardized that section, but thankfully it ended up working out. This level is one that's like fairly significantly different on Wii compared to 3D and HD. When I'm talking about version differences, I tend to group 3D and HD together because they do share the most similarities. And coming off the scary octopus level into scary tidal wave level. I think they mentioned this is one of the levels that took them the longest to develop in the original Wii game. Yeah, I think this is one of the 2 levels that took them the longest to develop. It took like 6 months on this level or something.
Ah.
So this level's very cycle-based, as you might be able to tell. It's not too bad to make the fastest cycle. Got quite a bit of leeway, especially with Diddy Kong. We can do this section a bit more quickly than we're usually able to. Gotta be really careful there. That wave hitbox is really sneaky. It lingers for longer than you think it does.
I can see why this would take the longest to develop. This is a very cool concept for a level, but I feel like that would be terrifying to work on.
Yeah. Alright, boss of World 2, and honestly, this boss is not too notable. This might even be the most forgettable boss in the game, but it's still fairly cool. There's a part where you can dance along almost to the music. Little party going on. You bop the 1 and a 2. And a 3. Stand around about the middle, slightly to the right. Cat jam.
Send your best dance emotes, chat.
And now you rinse and repeat. And that's pretty much it.
What about Svet?
That grass and that banana are quite a good visual cue for where you should stand when waiting for the crab stack to come up. There is a bit of variance in when they raise their arms. Like, sometimes they can raise it a bit earlier. You do want them... Like, ideally you want the initial stack to show up as far to the left of the arena as possible, but... yeah, they don't always do that. It's a little bit of a weird boss. I'd argue it might be the least understood one, in a way, but yeah, that's World 2 done. 3 and 4 are fairly chill.
I have to say, it is great. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you get onto that wooden platform immediately, and sometimes you don't. I really don't know what causes it. It's kind of annoying. I could probably research it and figure out what's actually going on there, but for now, it's a bit of a mystery as to what's going on there.
You gotta love random, mysterious beings in your speed games.
Oh dear. Well, there's the first one. That's not a level you typically take the first death in, but interesting one. Yeah, because I took one more hit than I needed to in the previous section, so I ended up losing Diddy there, which, I mean, it isn't really a thing you normally die to because platforms are fairly big there, but yeah. Oh well, that doesn't matter too much. Some deaths are costly. That one is not really that costly. There are some way worse ones you can take in the later on. I know my estimate's 142, but it would be really cool if I could get a sub 140 here, and that's still very much doable. That didn't really affect my chances of it at all.
I believe. I do have a question from chat. What are your thoughts on the Super Kongs?
They're pretty cool. They look kind of cool. I've seen some. There've been one or two people over the years who have done ILs on Wii on emulator, and they've used like a Super Kong skin, which I get it. And I also like that. I think the white Donkey Kong skin in Smash might be partly based on Super Kong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's based on both Super Kong and also Rabbit Kong from Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I always mained the white Donkey Kong skin.
Huh. You might be right, actually. Yeah, you still got the red tie, but I can see that.
This is the second longest level in the run. This is a really cool level, honestly. This level's kind of got a bit of everything. It's a really difficult one to time attack optimally, but yeah, very cool level. Bunch of skips you can do as well, which are not really run viable, but they're cool nonetheless. But yeah, this level comes in a bit over 2 minutes, normally. Whereas the majority of the levels in this game are quite short, actually.
Yeah, I can see there's definitely a lot going on here.
Coming up to the ending now, I have a little rhythm cue of sorts. I don't know what else to call it. I like to call it a rhythm cue for timing these cannon shots here. Easy win. If you miss one of those shots, you don't die, but it's kind of like 3 strikes and you're out. If you miss the shot 3 times, you take a death. But also, you just end up losing a lot of time if you miss one. It is quite hard to cut them as close as possible. But we're actually taking a little detour here. Instead of going that bottom path, we're actually going to buy the key instead. Because this basically replaces 2 levels on the bottom path and the one right before the boss with 1 level and the one right before the boss. And this 1 level is also really short, so we're basically saving like 2+ minutes with this key path here, which is really nice.
Nice.
And there are a couple more keys we're going to buy as well to take shorter paths.
We did just see Cranky Kong, so chat, I would like to know your favorite Donkey Kong side characters. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but me personally, I love Funky Kong, so I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh yeah, you can kind of glitch up on those platforms a little bit. I don't really know why that works. you kind of get underneath them and then it drags you to the top of them. That only happens in 3D and HD. The overall kind of, vibe you get from 3D and HD physics is that they can be a bit janky sometimes, a little weird, compared to the Wii version, which has got, I'd argue, much more polished physics that feel really nice to run with, but I mean, all three of them still feel really nice to play. 3D and HD just got a bit more of the quirks.
Sometimes it just works, and that's okay.
Yeah. Does anyone in chat like Rambi?
Me!
You... Well, this is the only time he's going to appear in the whole run, so...
Hooray!
Yeah, sadly, Rambi doesn't get too much attention in this game. Or, well, depending on how you feel towards him, that might be a positive, but... Yeah, he is only featured in this level in any %. He is present in 3 other levels, one of which we do in any %, but we don't grab Rambi. And I think even in the other categories than any %, we only grab him in one other level. So yeah, he's not used for too much. The thing about Rambi, he's a little more... He's slightly slower. I don't mean in terms of his actual speed, but every time he starts up like a charge on the ground, it takes twice as long as it takes for DK to start up a roll. It takes 2 frames every time for DK to start up a roll, but it takes 4 frames for a Rambi charge, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things is really minor, but everything kind of adds up. Also, you can just roll across these gaps. It doesn't look like you should be able to do that, but you can.
Oh.
It's a free 8 frames of time save there. Oh, voice in the chat. Heard me talking about Rambi.
Heck, Rambi.
This boss is our first major case of RNG in the run. We have to throw 6 bombs at him, kind of spread across 2 phases, in a way. Like, after he's taken 3 hits, he will start acting a little weirder, but we can also, like... How do I word it? Like, you can get 2 hits on him and then hit him 3 times, then you'll only need 1 hit in that second phase. This is not very good luck. He only gave us 1 bomb. So let's see what we get here. Like, sometimes he'll throw bombs towards you, sometimes he'll throw them away like that, and sometimes he'll throw them towards you but do a really bad job of doing so, and they won't actually make it to you. So, when he transitions to the next phase, he will... Oh, okay, that's rare. When he goes into the next phase, he will chuck that missile into the ground to destroy the bottom layer of the arena. I got bad luck there, throwing that enemy. Basically couldn't do anything there. And additionally, going to the left after that phase is actually quite rare. He normally goes to the right, maybe like 90% of the time. But yeah. This is not going very well.
All good though. He had to show off, he knew we were doing hotfix.
Yeah. I get to see more of his attacks. I just need 1 more throw on him. Some of these bombs have a really short fuse, can't do too much. There we go.
Nice.
Wow, that actually lost quite a lot. That lost like 45 seconds to a good one. Oh well. Sub 140 is still very doable, I'm not too worried. we clean everything up from here, should be looking at a nice time. World 4 is the shortest world in the run, and it's kind of a unique world. Every level here, at least the 5 main levels in this world, are all auto-scrollers. We've got a mixture of 3 minecart levels and 2 rocket barrel levels, of which we're going to be doing 2 minecart levels and 1 rocket level in this run. And these minecart levels are a little bit different to the one we saw in World 1. This one is actually going to be a standing minecart level, where there are a bunch of crystals in the minecart, so we can't quite sit in it. That basically means we can jump freely from the minecart, so we're actually going to be transitioning between regular platforming and jumping between minecarts a lot, which I think is really cool. Like, I think this is like peak auto-scroller design, honestly. There isn't too much you can do to actually speed up the car. I like doing jumps and stuff in place. I think they like changes positional values a little bit, but like not in a way that really matters ultimately.
This is cool though, I kinda rock with it.
Yeah. You can jump into the cannon right above the cart there, but it's frame perfect. I'm not going to go for that, because if you go late, you die. So don't do that. You have a lot more leeway on Wii. You have 3 frames of leeway on Wii, so it's actually something that's doable in runs, but definitely not in HD. It's way too risky. We're following that up with another standing minecart level. Little fact, this level's called Grip Ampersand Trip in all regions in HD, but in Wii and 3D it is only called that in the North American regions. It was actually called Grip apostrophe N apostrophe Trip in the PAL regions for Wii and 3D. And I can't believe they erased that distinction. I'm so sad.
I love random like regional differences in games like that. Like there was no reason to do that. They just kind of felt like it.
I like to just pound in place on these. Big jump. This does absolutely nothing, it just looks cool.
We love a good swag strat though.
If you are in a coin emergency, you can actually go that back route there, but it is a couple seconds slower. Generally, we don't run into coin emergencies in modern mode runs because items in a shop are actually significantly cheaper in modern mode, so we basically don't have to think about coins. But when you're running original mode, or if you're running on the Wii version, you do have to think about coins and how you're routing them. And I say that because you've actually got another little shop trip coming up here. Going to take a shorter path again. Ultimately, this path is not... we're going to see him one more time, don't worry.
Yay!
Ultimately, this shorter path doesn't really actually save too much. Maybe saves a bit less than a minute overtaking the other path, although these levels, so 4-1, 4-2, 4-4, are significantly easier than 4-3 and 4-5. if anything, 4.3 and 4.5 are some of the most infamous levels in the game. This level, like, this game, it's quite infamous for how difficult the auto-scrollers are, usually. Because I haven't mentioned it, but anything is a one-hit kill in these. Like, it says I have 6 hearts up there, but that's a lie. I will die if I touch... I will die if I touch anything. And there are some sequences in 4.3 and 4.5 where it's really hard to not do that. There is actually an item you can buy in modern mode that does give you an extra hit, and in Tropical Freeze they did rework it and actually gave you vehicle hearts. So in response to... in accordance with that, they made the auto-scrollers harder in Tropical Freeze. Which, I mean, that's fair. Oh, I forgot to pop all these guys. If you pop all of those guys with balloons, you get a puzzle piece. It's kind of cruel, though. This is, I think... Yeah, this is pretty much tied for the shortest rocket auto-scroller in the game. So it's not too long, about a minute and a half. The rocket levels, you actually just can't do anything to speed them up. They're true auto-scrollers in a sense. Whereas the minecart levels, you can speed up in a few ways. Like the sitting ones, you can do like slope jumps and stuff to manipulate your speed. Speaking of minecarts, in some sense this is a minecart level, although not entirely. There's a really big intended skip that we can do here. And yeah, I say intended because it's required to get the shiny gold medals in time attack for this level. So you're supposed to wait. That mole there will throw a bunch of stuff at you, and eventually the train will come closer, but you can just jump straight across if you have Diddy. And it saves like 20 seconds each time you do it. It's massive. Wow. And it's really easy to do as well. It's like one of the first things you should learn when trying to learn how to run this game. And you can actually just do it between phases as well, so pretty much no waiting between phases. You have to kill 10 moles in each phase. There will be a mole standing at the end of the train each time at the start of a phase, but that one doesn't count towards the total. And at the end of each phase, you want to look at what part is left standing out of the 5, because that will dictate how close the train is to you. If it's the leftmost car, the train will be really close, and if it's the rightmost car, it will be quite far away. The 2 left cars and the center one, if those are the ones left standing, you can actually make it without Diddy as well. Now this guy is certainly something. You have to do 4 hits on him, and the key is to look out for the first 2 carts that are shaking, because those 2 will never contain him. So you can kind of narrow it down to 3. And it's beneficial a lot of the time to actually just wait on top of the carts that he could come out of if you have enough hearts for it, because then you can get a really quick hit on him. But overall that was a decent 4B. There is RNG in that level, but not so much that it really majorly affects the run. It's very rare to get like a catastrophic 4B in a run. Now in
Nice.
IL, in the IL it's completely different. It's one of the most infamous ILs at top level, because it is pretty much entirely RNG. So that's thankfully something we're not tackling today.
Hooray!
Now, some people say the run starts in World 5, because we do get a pretty big difficulty spike at this point. Not so much in this level, but in the next couple levels we really see the difficulty ramp up. This level's fairly chill. Not too much going on here. This is an opportunity to discuss actually the controls I'm using. So this game has 2 control options. You have default and alternate. Default will put your roll and pound buttons on X and Y, and alternate will put them on L and R. But it actually also changes another thing, which is a little weird, which is that alternate controls will also add a run button. So basically, the grab button will also be used to make you run, aka when you're not rolling, and also hover at full speed. You have to hold it to hover at full speed, which is quite bad for this level because the grab button, and of course, is also going to make you grab these vines. So this level saves a lot of time in, well, not a lot, but it saves a decent bit of time in default controls compared to alternate. And now if you're like me and you do actually prefer the alternate control scheme of having roll on the shoulder buttons, that does sound a bit scary, but thankfully, I forget who it was, someone in the community remembered you can actually just map the buttons on Switch controller in Switch settings. So you can basically play with default controls, but if you prefer it, map roll to the shoulder buttons anyway, which is so nice. I love that.
That does sound really good, actually.
5-2, 5-3, and 5-4 form somewhat of a gauntlet of War 5, some call it. This level is kind of the least threatening of the three, but it makes up for it a bit by being one of the, how do I word this, like one of the most complete levels in the game. It's got a bit of everything. It's a really tough level to optimize, but also a really cool one. Like, this level is so fun to run. We're gonna get Diddy back in a second, don't worry. There he is.
I'm so glad I missed him.
Get ready for this. Oh, never mind, I didn't get to do it. No. If you grab that, that grass wall in a particular way, you can... Oh no. Okay, actually, I got a chance to show it off then. Cool. I swear that was not thrown for content. Trust me. I accidentally discovered this strat a couple years ago on Wii, and it is like my favorite strat I've discovered. Oh, I didn't get to do it. No. Okay, as I was saying, if you grab that in a particular way and jump off it, you get like a big speed boost with your jump. And I call that a big jump. It only saves like a 10th, but it's really cool to do, and it's also really easy to do normally.
I'll take your word for it. That sounds awesome.
It is like definitely like the best thing I've discovered by accident in this game, and yeah, still one of my favorite discoveries overall. 5-3 is a rather deadly level. If you are going to take a death on a run, this level is a likely candidate. There are about like 3 separate places you can easily take a death here. So I think I'm going to lock in a little bit, unless things go wrong.
I trust in the process.
Stand far left here. Okay, cool. That's the first one down. Nice fast beginning there. This next bit is the next one. Oh, that was really weird. Okay, at least I didn't die. I don't know how I got kind of stopped there. I would have liked to get a clean roll off that platform. Would have let me kind of fast cycle the platforms in this area. Not too bad, but it didn't go quite right though. I got the movement leading up to it correct, and then this last section is the last one. Whee! That is quite a scary jump.
That was terrifying.
It looks scarier than it is, but my heart does kind of stop every time I do it. Even now. Well, still perfectly fine 3, I was about to say 3-5. 5-3. 3-5's a cool level, I wish we did that one at any percent. And 5-4 is also just known as a really difficult platforming level. This is one of my favorite levels to do, but this is definitely a run killer in a lot of cases.
I believe.
And this is one that you really want to have Diddy for, so that's why you... I mean, it's highly unlikely that you're going to lose Diddy at the end of 5-3, but if you die in this level, you don't get Diddy back until the very end, so it's quite scary. The main difficulty is in the last checkpoint from here onwards. Okay, didn't quite go right there. Okay. Okay, actually, that's fine. Not death, but we get to see the bonus room. This is a really silly backup strat. If you don't quite land on that platform, like if you accidentally miss it, you fall into a bonus room, so you don't die. You just get a funny little time loss. That's fine, we get Diddy back right at the start of the next level. The uncommon 5-4 bonus room in any percent.
We just wanted more content.
Yeah. That is the bulk of this. That is like the scary part of World 5 done. We've still got 3 levels left though. And this level's a really cool one. Like, not too much in terms of like strats here. This is just like a really cool and fast level.
I have to say, I do love really cool and fast levels in my speedrun. Do love that.
There he is. A lot of this game is like knowing what to do if you lose Diddy and knowing where the next Diddy backup is. And thankfully they are fairly frequent. There are some levels that completely lack him though, and those also tend to be the ones where you need him the most. So if you take a death in those, it's kind of really scary. For some reason, doing a grab there, mid-air, lets you bounce off that Tiki while maintaining speed. I don't know why the grab that lets you do that, but it does. Grabs have really weird properties in this game. We've like kind of come to figure that out over the past 2 years. In all 3 versions of DKCR, grabs have really strange properties that are actually very beneficial to us. Like they let us maintain speed in some cases like that. And they also let us like graze against walls and ceilings without actually slowing down, which is a little weird to explain, but it's like if you were otherwise going to take like a hard bonk off a wall, if you grab into it, you'll just slide down it instead. Which is, yeah, it certainly is weird, but it's very, very helpful in a few cases. Oh right, if you have arachnophobia, look away for like the next minute 15. Final warning. This is the infamous spider chase level. It's actually a very fun one to speedrun.
I kind of like the spiders, they're kind of cute.
Yeah, but it's... I mean, I am outpacing them at the moment, but there is a horde of black spiders right behind me, and if they touch me, I die instantly. Yeah, those ones are not
maybe
so...
never mind.
Those ones are not so cute. They do get a little chance to catch up here. They're still a bit too far behind to be any problem. I wonder if I get this strat here. I didn't get it. When you're bouncing off a spring or something, if you grab kind of like right before you hit the apex of your bounce, and you keep holding jump button, there's a really weird thing that happens where you kind of get an upwards boost with Diddy's rocket, and that can actually allow you to skip the cannon there, which saves about 0.8 if you get it. And notably, it also skips the trigger for the spiders in that last section, which doesn't do anything, but it just looks kind of funny, because none of the intensity is there. This boss is a lot more threatening on Wii than it is in this version. It's fairly chill in this version. And I think we were going to take a little break after this, as this kind of marks a halfway point in the run.
Yeah, take a break after this level here.
Got a lure Manga Ruby here to... You can very much control where she goes. For the record, Manga Ruby has like no confirmed gender, I just like to call her she. It feels right.
What a diva.
Yeah, this is a very, very scary level on Wii. The strat is a lot more complicated, but in HD it's really chill. We're just doing laps here, really. Oh, this actually has gone a little off pattern, but it's fine, we can fix it. Oh, right. Main thing here is you just don't want to lose Diddy, because the next level becomes a lot harder without Diddy. About a mid-53 World 5. About 2 minutes behind world record at the moment, but... yeah, it's still totally on pace for the estimate, no worries there. But yeah, I will... I'll let this cutscene play out, and then I think we'll take a little break.
Yeah, we'll watch a little cutscene here. While we are doing that, before we go to break, I do want to thank everyone for supporting the GDQ Hotfix channel. We've been seeing your subs, your Prime subs, your regular subs, all that awesome stuff come in. Your contributions, they help keep our shows running. So if you are enjoying the stream, please consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream and the channel by sharing the Games Done Quick Twitch channel with your friends. But with that, we are going to take a quick little wellness break. So make sure you hydrate, use the restroom, stretch, get a sweet little treat, and we will be back soon with more Donkey Kong Country Returns. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Heroes. My name is Anarchy, of course. We're about halfway through this episode of, halfway through this run here of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. So I'm going to turn it back over to Leah so we can get on with the rest of this run.
All right, I'm going to resume the timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so we've got about 3 worlds left in the run. They sort of maintain the same difficulty as World 5. I'd say World 6 is actually a little bit of a step down from World 5, but not by much. And I'd say World 7 and 8 are actually a little bit harder than World 5. So, plenty of difficult stuff coming up. This level's quite chill. This is actually a really fun one to do fast, I think. I don't know why, this has always just been one of my favourite levels in any percent.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. I was not supposed to take that hit there, but that doesn't matter too much. There was an extra damage boost I could have gone for, and then this section coming up, but it ultimately doesn't matter that I can't take it. Have to wait a little bit. Would have been a little faster just damage boost through those guys, but not by too much. And that's already it. That was a really fast and fun level. Love that one.
Nice.
And we are actually going straight into another 2-minute auto-scroller. Well, about a minute and a half auto-scroller, but with the low times it's basically 2 minutes. Switch one low times are really something for this game. This game was like built for the Switch too, I think.
Yeah, it's been amazing to see some of the time differences in certain games, especially like Pokemon, where they, you know, kind of just don't run well. To see like some of the runs save like 30 minutes almost off of their like Switch 1 variants is like kind of wild. And speaking of Switch 1 and Switch 2s and things and games you can see, we've got 2 events upcoming on the Games Done Quick channel. I want to shout out PAX West and also TwitchCon. Games Done Quick will be returning to PAX West from August 29th to September 1st, which is coming up very soon. So visit gdq.gg/PAX West to check out the schedule and visit west.paxsite.com to learn more about the event. And also, you can catch Games Done Quick Express from TwitchCon San Diego from October 17th through the 19th. You can learn more at twitchcon.com and stay tuned for the schedule upcoming next month. The TwitchCon schedule hasn't come out, but the one for PAX West is out, and it looks like such a banger. Very, very excited to see all of that from home.
Egg. It's an egg. We're on an egg. No, don't leave me. No.
No, our egg. Our orb.
Despite that rather uninteresting auto-scroll, I do think World 6 is probably generally considered to be one of the best speedrunning worlds in this game, because of some really cool levels, like the next one in particular. This is a beautiful level. This one, frankly, it seems like it was built for speedrunning. There are so many, like, seemingly intended skips you can do here. So this level's built kind of around weight puzzles, but you can just skip pretty much all of them. And all of the skips do look intentional, like... I'll wait a little bit there so I don't hit the spikes, take damage. Like, this game really just has peak level design in a lot of cases.
Yeah, it's a good looking game, I can't lie.
Oh. One thing that's kind of funky about HD that I do kind of like is that they made World 6 a bit more purple, I think. Like, I really just... I just like how it looks. Especially 6.6 coming up looks really purple in HD for some reason. Oh, is that going to make it? Yeah, that's fine. Like, and this world just has a lot of the most atmospheric levels in the game.
I have to say, I love a good desert. We did have a question from chat asking, is it better to avoid any collectibles to reduce time at the end of the level?
See, I actually wondered the same myself. I don't actually know, but I don't think it matters, but part of me is thinking if you collect any Kong letters or puzzle pieces, maybe it incurs an extra menuing press. I mean, like, I'm always matching through the ending anyway, but yeah, I think the answer's no. I don't think it matters.
Well, there you have it.
But even if it did, there aren't really a lot of levels where we can actually route out collectibles, because a lot of the time, like, the optimal route just passes through one anyway. And speaking of the collectibles, we aren't required to get any of them. I know this is any %, but what they actually do is that if you collect all the Kong letters in a world, you unlock the secret K level, and that's pretty much a component of the other categories, so like all stages and all of that. I thought I was going to die there. The K levels are super difficult, but yeah, we thankfully don't really have to do them in this run. This ending has a lot of damage boosts. This gets scary in original mode where you have 2 less hearts, and this big boulder's an insta-kill, so don't get hit.
There's a lot of one-hit kill stuff in this game.
Yeah, this game is quite notorious for that. So we do now have a lone Donkey Kong for the beginning of 6-6, but won't be too bad. We get Diddy back before long. 6-5 up above on that keypad is actually a faster level, but it's not faster to go and get the key and then play 6-5. Although you do get to finish 6-5 with Diddy, which makes the beginning of 6-6 slightly easier and faster, but not enough to make the difference. That's an instance of me grabbing into a wall there. That makes that section a lot easier. There he is. And yeah, I was mentioning this level looks really purple. Well, maybe not really purple, but more purple than the Wii version, which I think looks really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree.
Purple's a good color. Oh no, my voice is dying. Purple's a good color. I promise I had a cup of tea before the run. The second half of this level is kind of pseudo-auto-scroller. Although we can speed it up by just getting to the bottom of this section a little faster. You might not be surprised to hear that guy's a one-hit kill.
Ah, I'm terrified.
Cheeky little jump there to save a very tiny amount of time.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did play the Wii version of this as a kid, but I don't think I ever finished it. I am like notoriously terrible at platformers, and I would have given up in World 1, I think.
Yeah, this game is really difficult.
Yeah.
Like the Wii version where, like, you don't have the extra hearts in the easy mode. You have to play with motion controls, which I, for the record, really like, but a lot of casual players don't. Yeah, it's a really difficult game. Like, I remember before I actually started speedrunning it back in 2020-ish, like, I just kind of sucked at this game. I actually have a vivid memory of, well, maybe not a vivid memory, but I do remember when the very first time I played this game, back in whenever it was, probably right when it came out, like, I could not beat 1-2. So, there you are, and here we are now.
Yep, and here we are now. Absolutely killing it right now.
That jump's quite scary. I just like doing it without the hopper though, because it's yeah, very scary jump before that second checkpoint there, but I don't know. I like doing it without the hover, the style points, even though it barely says anything. I do actually get a chance to talk about this section now. I'm intentionally slowing down a little bit there, because otherwise I would be too fast for that vine. I ended up just jumping too low. That's why I missed it that time. That strat is a little scary to go for sometimes, but it does get consistent. And that vine is like activated very shortly after the second checkpoint, so you can go for it again if you die, like I did. A lot of like the cycles in this game are like about knowing when they activate. This game really does have a big mixture of local and global cycles, and speaking of, this level right here has a lot of global cycles, so we're kind of limited to how fast we can go for most of this level. I also just want to say this is like the most atmospheric level in the game, I'd say. Like, if you look in the background of this level, we're going so high, and we're basically just going really high up, and yeah, background's really cool to look at.
Wow.
You see that structure in the background to the right there? That is the boss arena that we're going to be in about a minute.
Love foreshadowing.
So all of these cannons here are set in motion from the very beginning. We're kind of limited to how fast we can go until about now. That is a really cool level as well. I love that one. Alright, the boss of World 6 is actually the longest level in the game. This is far and away the longest level in the game, even including the ones we don't play in any percent. It's about half a minute longer than the second longest one, so yeah, there's not too much we can do to speed this one up. There is one major skip we can do, but yeah, a lot of this boss is just waiting. And I will also say, this wasn't in the original Wii version. They accidentally introduced it in 3D and they forgot to patch it out in HD for some reason. This boss, you see that crowd in the background? They get really, really loud in 3D and HD, so I'm just gonna give everyone a little soft volume warning to turn down the volume a little bit. I'll let you know when. Yeah, I don't know how they screwed that up. I think they might have played a separate audio track for every tiki or something. But it does get kind of uncomfortably loud, so I'll let you know when to turn down the volume. Alright, turn it down right about now.
They're just really excited.
Yeah, they're very happy to be here. You can turn it back up now. I went out of my way to in my PB video, I went out of my way to edit the audio for that section to lower it. Oh, nice, good RNG. The first phase of this fight is completely the first phase is always the same, but the second and third phases do have RNG. The most important bit of RNG by far is that attack where he kind of smacked into the wall and fell on his back. He can either do a short, medium, or long walk. You want a short walk both times, ideally. And I did get a short walk there. And there is one other thing. Oh, volume warning. Sorry, I forgot. There is one other thing that's also random. Oh, also, this is the only skip you can do, pretty much. You skip an attack of fireballs raining down, pretty much. Saves a couple seconds each time. And he always gives you a heart, so there's no worry about damage boosting. But yeah, the other thing is that the speed at which he turns around after an attack is random as well. It doesn't matter so much in the second phase, but in the third phase, a slow turnaround will lose about 2/3 of a second each time. Let's see what we get here. That's a fast turnaround.
That's such a random thing to implement, though.
Yeah, that's a slow one right there. He usually gets a slow one on that final attack there, which is kind of annoying. But yeah. Oh yeah, you can actually beat up those tikis at the end. We just punch them immediately because it doesn't give you anything if you beat them up. But that hit counter, can go up to 20 if you just really beat down on them.
That's what they get for being so loud.
Yeah. I would argue World 7 is the hardest world in this game. Just a lot of really tough levels here. This one's fairly chill, but pretty much all the other ones are difficult to some extent. Also, this is the only level in the run that is played entirely in silhouette. There are 3 levels in the game like this, and this is the only one in the any percent route. So, yeah. There's also Mr. Game & Watch in the background right there. He's gone.
This is so cool.
These levels are a highlight of the game, honestly, casually. The first one, which we didn't get to play because it was on a key path, is Sunset Shore in World 1. And that is like on so many like Nintendo themed like desktop backgrounds and stuff. It's crazy. Everyone loves it. I did unfortunately lose Diddy here, which is going to make the beginning of 7-2 a little difficult. Not too bad though. Oh. Ledges are a little weird in this game. They majorly reduced like the ledge clipping area in 3D and HD compared to Wii. So you can clip onto ledges really easily on Wii, but not so much in HD. You get some weird interactions like that where it looks like you should make it on, but you don't. That level actually ties into the story as well, because we cleared out the fog at the end of the level, and then we cleared out the fog of the rest of the world, so we can actually play the rest of the world.
Yay!
Cool little bits. This level's hard. Mainly the middle section of this level, around the first checkpoint. But the beginning area will also be a little different, because I don't have Diddy with me now.
I trust.
Cool use of grabbing against a wall to slide down it right here. It looks really scary, but trust me, it's safe. Except when it's not. And again right here. Okay, I can't make the fast cycle there. You have to be really quick through that gap to make it to this gap in one... You know what I mean. You get where I was going with that. Words are difficult. Something I'm actually doing as well is if you are crouching, if you grab, you actually come out of the crouch quite a bit faster, so you can roll a lot sooner. In case like that. Oh no. Missing a cycle, I think. Yeah, I missed a cycle because of that. I almost actually... because that is actually something that happens quite rarely. I kind of forgot the backup for that, but I could have almost made that next cycle there. Doesn't matter too much though. We get Diddy back. It'll be fine. Cranky Kong enjoyers, prepare. We're going to see him for the final time. It's an extra long shopping trip this time. We're actually going to get some items as well.
Frankie, my beloved.
We need a green balloon, we need banana juice, and we need the key. And now he's gone. Sure looks dangerous out there.
Bye, Cranky, my beloved.
So those items will come into play a little bit later, but for now we're just going to get on with 7-3, which is the shortest level in World 7. The alternative 7-4 is like a minute and a half auto-scroller, so rather play a 40-second normal level. A little waiting in this beginning section for those hands to come into right position. You unavoidably get hit by that guy. You really can't jump, can't really get around him in any way. If you're fast enough, you can actually just have a continuous roll onto that set of 4 hands there without having to jump. And the sooner you land on that, the sooner the cannon will start coming towards you from the right. So if you can roll directly onto it, it's the fastest way to do it.
Nice.
And now we've got somewhat of a gauntlet of World 7. There are quite a few gauntlets people like to talk about in this game, and this is certainly the one in World 7. 7, 5, 6, and 7. All very, very notable levels. Oh no, I forgot to equip the green balloon. Oh. Never mind, we don't get to see the green balloon strat. I'm sorry, Melon Toad.
Unlucky.
I was so caught up in talking about the level, I forgot. But this level is another one that's based heavily on global cycles. So I say it's based heavily on global cycles, but there's also a lot of local cycles. Like, these are all local cycles right here, but there is a very important global cycle at the very end. What I would have liked to do here is a really ingenious strategy where instead of waiting for this wheel to turn around really slowly, I could have taken that green balloon, kind of fallen down the side here, and it would have let me clip through this platform a little bit. And I actually could have just saved a lot of time over waiting for that. But unfortunately, I learned the strat like very, very recently because I only just came back to this game and I totally forgot to equip it. So that's on me. But it is like one of the most ingenious strategies in this game. Like, there are surprisingly few uses for the green balloons overall in a speedrun, but the ones that we do have, well, I mean, that is the one at the moment in any percent, but what we do have is pretty cool. And that was found by Letsuigi, who is the Tropical Freeze Goat, some might say. There are many contenders for Tropical Freeze Goat, but I think Letsuigi is certainly one, and he has been playing BKCR HD since its release as well, which is really cool. But yes, that final rotating piece there around a goal, that is a global cycle from the beginning of the level. So you kind of have to know what pace you're on. Because sometimes if you're a bit too, like, you pretty much can't see where it is until you enter that final cannon. So, you know, if you're going on like a slower pace and you need to shoot like instantly, you kind of don't know if you're fast enough, but you kind of have to know if you're fast enough before you YOLO the shot. Because if you die there, if you just shoot too early or too late, and you hit and you smack into the like girder, you just pretty much lose like 40 seconds. It's a really bad death to have.
Yikes.
It is arguably the worst death to get in the run. I really don't recommend it. Because you get sent back to the start of that section, of course, but you also lose Diddy, who is paramount for that ending section. Diddy lets you skip so much in the end of 7-5. So playing without him is really rough. 7-6 is kind of chill relative to the other two in that it doesn't actually have any cycles to worry about, thankfully. I'm going to be hearing a lot about cycles in like a minute's time, but this is just generally a really difficult platforming level, and one that I have spent a lot of time playing on the Wii version. So yeah, it's quite a bit easier in modern mode in HD, thankfully. I actually get to keep Diddy for 7-7. Wait, no, I don't. It's fine. I don't need him at the start of 7-7. The ending's quite weird to optimize. And those switches we've been getting for these levels, we do need to collect them. Like, we do need to find them, or else we can't actually progress past 7-7 if we don't find all three. 7-7. Oh, this level. Where do I begin? I don't even know where to begin. This is a level full of really confusing local cycles. It's a very strange level. Get past that. I don't think anyone fully understands this level.
I always love a level like that in a run. It's just like a complete anomaly.
It's fine to lose Diddy there. I've still got a couple hearts on me. Here's the switch. Now, this ending is a little scary with solo DK, not gonna lie. that fire bar is usually out as soon as you come out of that section, which is not the kindest thing. Giant hammers. Not to plug myself too much here, but if there is one IL world record I recommend you watch for this game, it's this one, because it is so cool in the IL. There are so many cycle skits you can do. It's really incredible.
Also, please plug yourself as much as you want. You're killing this right now.
So as a reward for finding all those switches, we have the rockets come up, which has allowed us to progress, and we have a really interesting one-off level here, which is, like, this level's just very odd. It's not got, like, a time attack mode. Like, after you beat a level, you can play it in time attack mode, but this level's not got that. This is really just a one-and-done trip. Even in, like, the longest categories of this game, like, even in, like, the file completion category, which is the longest category we have, where you do, well, literally everything, pretty much, like, just short of, like, max %, you only play this level one time, because there's just this single trip to do. It's not got a time attack mode, it's not got the mirror mode, which is the more difficult version of levels you unlock after beating the game, after beating all stages. Like, yeah, just a 50-second auto-scroller that you never see again. It's kind of a cool break. It's a really easy auto-scroller as well. Almost like a calm before the storm, if you're on a really good run. Because the next boss is really something. Like, this next boss is notorious. So we haven't mentioned RNG a huge amount, but boss RNG is kind of, it is a factor in running this game, and we first saw it with 3B, so the third boss, that is Stu, the rooster in the cauldron, and unfortunately it's a bird sabotaging us again in this case.
That's
because
awesome.
Yeah, this boss has got pretty significant RNG, but before that, we actually just have to wait for it to complete 3 walk cycles before we can do anything. So, just chilling for a little bit. Whee! I don't think any of this actually manipulates RNG. I'm pretty sure RNG is, like, set in stone as soon as you load into the level. Okay, not lucky there. What I need, or what I'd like... Oh, where's RNG? Let's go. What I'd like is for him to open his weak spot, which looks like this. And he can do that. He can take anywhere from 1 to 3 jumps to do that, and unfortunately he took 3. Each extra jump loses like 6 seconds. It is imperative that you do this first hit away from that left wall, because if you do that, he will give you the second hit for free. And then from there we've got kind of 3 things that can happen. He can decide to give us some more walk cycles here, which I really hope he doesn't do. We're getting walk cycles. You can tell what you're going to get because of you can tell what you're going to get by how high he raises his leg at the beginning of the walk cycle. Okay, that was a low leg raise, so we're getting a jump. And thankfully he gave us no extra jumps that time, so that's very average RNG. And now comes the second phase, where you can get a quick kill here, but it is really, really weird to do, and I'm probably not going to get it. Oh, I almost did, actually. Oh, I got... That's actually well above average. I got 2 out of the 3 hits at once. You can get a triple hit, which is really cool, but also really difficult. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy I even got a double hit, actually. It's a lot easier to do on Wii. It's really weird on HD because kind of the way it works on Wii is that you you kind of use the cockpit to like stay up in the air and land the hits on him. But in 3D and HD, they actually remove the hitbox on it. But in HD, you can still actually make it work by doing like a delayed high bounce, which is just the highest bounce you can do, really. And that can just barely let you get up there and get those extra hits, despite the lack of like a hitbox keeping you up there. Also, we've used our banana juice now, so we are now golden DK.
Yummers.
You will see why we need banana juice, which gives us 5 extra hits, because this level has by far the most damage boost out of any level in the game. That's really clean, actually. Pretty much perfect beginning, actually. The first bit is the one I'm scared about, actually, so I'm glad I got past that part. So we've lost our banana juice now. We still have 2 hits before we lose Diddy. Well, 3 hits before we lose Diddy, now 2. And we're in the clear here. Nice. We get to make it out with Diddy, which is really important because the next 2 levels don't have a Diddy barrel. And the one after that, we really want Diddy to have at the start. So it's really nice that I actually get to keep him.
Nice. That did look scary, I can't lie.
Yeah, 8-1's like, it's really intimidating, but it's not too bad overall. A weird quirk actually is banana juice is actually heavily nerfed in modern mode. So that level's actually easier in original mode because it gives you 10 hits in original mode, which I don't really understand why they nerfed it in modern mode, but yeah, it does actually make that level more difficult. But until we get back into more platform, we've actually got 2 really difficult auto-scrollers here. These are, especially this level is considered like the hardest auto-scroller in the run. Definitely the scariest if you're on pace. This level's particularly scary if you're trying to get all puzzle pieces. I've actually not run all puzzles in HD yet, but I have on Wii, and this level is a bit of a killer. Because, a reminder, everything is a one-hit kill. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared, thoroughly.
That rock coming down from the ceiling, don't touch it, you'll die. Do not touch that rock at the floor, and definitely do not touch these guys. And a really sneaky one up here, after going to this guy, do not touch this rock on the ceiling right above us. You will also die. Thankfully we're clear now, not too much going on now. But yeah, tend to refer to these 2 levels, so this one and the next one, as the calm before the storm. Because you've got this and then the final 3 levels of World 8 are kind of a gauntlet in themselves. Yeah, thankfully that one went fine. So despite how scary that level is, it is kind of boring because it's just a rocket level where you can't really do anything to go fast, but this is a minecart level. And oh, I should mention, I really like the French name for this level. It translates as Train to Hell. I love that. Shout out to our French runners, by the way. Sorrento, Anth, LJA. Like, we've kind of got like a few countries that stand out in competition for DKCR, or rather the DKCRs, referring to like the 3 versions collectively. We got the UK, so that features like myself, and also the Wii runners -112 and JXD, who are both legends in their own right. We've got Germany. There are a bunch of German runners in the in like the top ranks for Wii any %. more recently we've had France really coming out with Sorrento and Anthal JA on Wii, and ever since HD released, we've had the Japanese community really starting to form and like do their own stuff as well, and they've been doing really well. Despite them never having, despite a lot of them like never having played the Wii version, like they've picked up HD since its release and pushed for like top ranking times, like sub 140 on Switch 1. It's been really inspiring to see.
Yeah, you love to see it. That's so cool.
Alright, now going into the so-called Gauntlet of Ward 8, we have... This is actually probably the most notable level of the 3. This is probably the most significant run killer of the 3. Hoping not jinx myself here. And you really want to have Diddy for the start of this one. Right. I look at the right side of my screen now. Whenever that thing on the right side closes, that's when I can roll. Scary. That worked. Second half's a bit easier than the first half. There's still a few things here that could go wrong if I'm not careful. Oh, yikes. Uh-oh. I messed up. I did a low jump. I don't know what to do. I think that platform comes back. I think I'm fine. Yeah, okay. That went from going well to nearly jeopardized in an instant.
All good, though. You would have figured it out.
I'm glad I know that platform comes back. I probably would have just taken an intentional death otherwise, which would have lost me a lot of time. But yeah, aside from that, that was good. That was a very good 8-5. And at 8-6, or rather, go back to 8-5, you really want to finish 8-5 with Diddy because beginning at 8-6 is a lot easier with Diddy. So it kind of carries through that, like, you really want to be finishing the previous level with Diddy so you have him for the next level, because the Diddy barrels are few and far between at this stage of the game. There is one in this level, and there are none in the next level. So really important to keep him. Okay, I jumped too early there. That's fine. Backups are so important in this game.
Oh, I can only imagine.
There are so many ways things can go wrong, you just really have to know how to not panic too hard. We've got a semi-auto-scroller going on here. I say semi-auto-scroller because if you look at the background closely, we're actually moving to the right now. And you can probably predict what's also at the right of the screen. A bit off screen at the moment, but you can probably predict what's off there and what we want to reach.
That's so cool.
That is it's actually not as bad as it looks. I know, you know, the classic joke of speedrunner who's played the game for like 5+ years says it's actually not as bad as it looks, but like there is an easier way to set that up. Setting it up from like the left side of that section is like a second faster, but also considerably riskier. But you can just wait on the right side. There's a super consistent setup. You just take damage and then you immediately roll and like jump as soon as you go off screen and hover around kind of the middle of the y-axis, and that works pretty much every time. And as I was hinting at, this level does not have any Diddy barrels, so you really want to keep him going into this one, because he is really helpful at the beginning there, and also for the rest. In the rest of the level, he's actually more helpful for the extra hearts rather than the hovering, but yeah, both are appreciated. And this is the final normal level before the final boss. Oh, right, I forgot that happens. I forgot that platform doesn't come out that early. We're fine. Yeah, smooth sailing from here, honestly. Just that beginning's a little sketchy sometimes. Those platforms have to come out a little bit before they're tangible. Right, just like that. Rushing straight to the ending now.
Nice.
So I hinted fairly early in the run that I could get a sub 140. So the thing about boss RNG, this final boss also has boss RNG, and regrettably, it is some of the most severe RNG in the game. But if I get good RNG here, like even if I just get like average RNG, I can get a sub 140 this run. So let's pray that happens.
I believe, chat. Get your final boss hype, your pray emojis. We're gonna get locked in here.
For the final boss, we have a special beginning, actually. There's a big cutscene here where DK looks up at the massive tower, which we're of course going to skip, but we actually have an auto-scroller to precede this final boss fight. And it's about a minute auto-scroller, and during that time I'm going to explain how the final boss works so we can get right into it when we get up there. Oh, I nearly died. That would have been embarrassing. So Tiki Tong is split into two phases. He has the hands phase, and he has the head phase. In the hands phase, you need to hit each of his hands twice to destroy them. Now you get the first hit for free, and from there he can give you an up palm up to 3 times. Each up palm basically meaning you can't attack him, and each one loses like 4 to 5 seconds, so ideally you don't get any. In the head phase, you need to hit him 3 times. He gives you the first hit for free, and then he has the chance to do a double hit, 2 hits in a row, but otherwise he can do pretty much any number of attacks he wants in between his other 2 hits. So with that out of the way, let's do this.
Good luck.
So first hit's for free. He'll also give you this hit for free. It doesn't matter which hand he hits you with here. Whether he has 1 or 2 hands left doesn't matter. We're now looking to get a down palm. So we can get that big juicy button. Not like that. That is an up palm. If you get a single, like as soon as you get a down palm, you don't have to worry about RNG anymore for the first phase. But if he gives you 1 up palm, he has a chance to give you up to 2 more. Thankfully, we only had 1 up palm there. So now the head phase is going to give us the first hit for free. Might get 2 hits in a row if we're lucky. And timing will stop as soon as we land the third hit. So there's 1. I don't think we're getting sub 140. I hate to break it to you. This is not a good attack. Oh, wait, that is a good attack. Hold on, he's gonna slam right now. Pray for double hit. Pray. Yes, get ready on time.
GG's.
Great RNG. Actually, barely clutching it out. That's really nice ending, actually. I'm really glad he actually gave us a double hit. It's so hype when it happens. Yeah, I actually really turned that run around, to be honest. That was a rough beginning, all things considered. Like, I had 2 early deaths. But yeah, I really brought that back, actually. Yeah. Sub 140 was looking kind of grim going into like World 6, but yeah, made it work.
Yeah, you did an excellent job.
It's actually like the exact same time I got for like I did a D-Rust run yesterday, and I got like this exact time as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I have too much more to say other than shout out to like the entire BKCR and Tropical Freeze community. It's just like a great bunch of people to hang around with. I've even met a couple of them in real life at UKSG, ESA, and I do hope this has been a fun one to watch, and I do hope that this could eventually lead to, you know, some people being interested in the game themselves. Like, we've had a pretty rapidly growing community ever since the release of HD. Even a tiny bit of like renewed interest ever since Bonanza came out. But yeah, we have like I've lost the words. Like, whichever version of DKCR you want to run, there's so many ways to play the game. Like, you got the 3 main versions. You can like run on emulator on Wii if you want to. Like, a million ways to play this game. There's even a free demo for HD on the Switch eShop if you want to try it out without spending a penny. Yeah, I think this is a super fun game to run. It's given me so much over the years. Like as I've said a couple times, I've run this since 2020, and it's given me a lot. It's kind of my breakthrough game, so it's really cool to be able to run it on a big stage like this. And yeah, I think that is about all I have to say. So thank you for having me on.
Of course, before you go, where can the people find you?
Right, you can find me on twitch.tv/LeahKazuno, which is in the pinned message right now. Wow, I don't have words. Words are difficult. I am on YouTube. I don't tend to upload very much on my main channel, but I do have a secondary channel where I've just been posting a bunch of random stuff, including recently some DKC Returns HD ILs. So yeah, I speedrun a bunch of different games, including like Diddy Kong Racing. Yeah, and yeah, I'd really love to have a bit more attention shone upon me, like more upon like the games I run. Like, if I could be a gateway to, you know, have people run the games I run, then I think I've succeeded. So yeah, I think that is about all I have to say. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Thank you so much for performing that amazing run. That was very, very clutch. We really appreciate it. Before you go, I also want to wish you a happy birthday. I want to wish you a great day. But with that, Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Heroes. This is again the Hotfix show where we showcase speedrunners who are part of marginalized communities and the games that they're passionate about and that they want to show off. We are halfway through this episode of kind of Mario versus Donkey Kong. We're kind of done with Donkey Kong. That I was going to call him a fraud, but I'm going to be nice. I like Donkey Kong, actually. Let's be nice. But now we're going to go for the other half of that. We're going to see some Mario. Me personally, I love Super Mario 64. It is definitely one of the speed games of all time. Before we do that, though, I do want to shout out Black in a Flash, which is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF, and also follow blackandflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. But with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Artemis, who's going to be showcasing Super Mario 64 70 Star. Good luck and have fun.
Hello. I am Artemis. I will be playing the game here. Playing Mario 64, the other half of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm here with my commentator GTM. You're allowed to say hi.
Hi.
All right, and with that, I don't have much to say to start this off, so I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yippee, Mario.
So, who are you, GTM?
I'm just a stowaway. No, I'm kidding. I'm primarily a 16-star speedrunner, pretty active in the SM64 community overall. 4th place in 16-star. I actually just PB'd the other week. Got the 4th ever sub 1450. So, pretty amped about that.
Yeah, and you've been on runs like constantly, really. Like, you've had so many
Yeah.
paces that you keep posting, and it's heartbreaking every time, but you're like right there.
Yeah. Well, you need to get your heart broken so it can get mended or something. I don't know.
I suppose. Take that mindset.
What a
But-
philosopher.
I mean, it's better as long as you can deal with it. Because, yeah, I mean, you're always going to lose runs, right? It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah. Sometimes, like right here after this text box, you just ground pound immediately. All right, you didn't ground pound though.
I thought about
Same.
doing it intentionally. Just because you brought it up, but that's all right. And then I guess just to talk about myself briefly, I'm Artemis, as I have said once before. I am not very consistent at speedrunning, but when I do, I'm pretty okay at it. I recently participated in a tournament that we had in the community, and I believe I placed, it was either 5th or 6th. It was pretty good. And I've just done lots of things for the community in general. Like, you know, I've helped run events or provide resources, and, you know, all the boring stuff. All the boring stuff no one ever thinks about. But, you know. Hopefully my talking distracted you from the fact I had to ground pound the pole there.
Now we're throwing for content.
Strat.
Let's chill.
I mean, I got some time to spare. I've PB'd with that before, so I'm not too concerned. But,
All right.
yeah.
Slide time guess. 12-7.
I have no faith. I'm gonna bonk. It's gonna be like 13-4.
13-3
there.
then.
I mean, it might be good. I just have no faith in my slide times, like, ever.
I believe.
Okay, 13 flat. That's all right. So, yeah, I don't know. It's Mario playing the game. Going to Whomp's Fortress next. You know, you do the slide to save a second. Not everyone does it, and if you don't, you're wrong. So you should get on that. It saves like a second, I think. So
Yeah, we got an agenda to push here. Like, let's get it moving.
I'm gonna tell you multiple things you do are wrong, and you need to fix it. So, and doing Whomp's 8 is one of those things. You have no excuse. I don't have an excuse to play like that either.
And it's pretty good backup though. It's pretty awkward on that slope.
It very much is. This is not an agenda that I personally push. I know there are people that do, and that's why I'm not very good at it. It's so sad. I hit it like 3 times in a row right before. Whatever.
Doing it
Some
the
people will
old-fashioned
push.
way.
I know, it's old. Triple jump is sad. That's all right. Some people are push the agenda that double jump owless is easier than triple jump. I don't necessarily disagree, but I am old. So I do old strats, and I'm used to that.
I believe this propaganda.
See, propaganda is meant to be pushed. Anyway, I've missed a whole bunch of coins, but that's all right.
I feel like both strats are similar enough difficulty, but I also have been doing double jump owless for like 6 years, and I kind of forgot how to do triple jump owless, which is like, I guess, more of the standard in a way.
That's true. I probably should have grabbed that red. That's all right. Making up movement. That's all right.
We're just getting a little creative with it.
You know, the game's all about
freestyling.
creativity, except when you're wrong, and then you need to do something better. But you know, I mean, the game's all about being able to move the guy, really. Like, you know, of course, you have your optimal route and exactly what you want to be doing at every moment, but that's not always going to happen, and the better your movement is in general, the better you're going to be at backing things up. My backups there weren't perfect, but, you know, I fell off the wooden spinning thing, and some people would just reset if they did that. Which makes sense, but you gotta know your movement. It's important.
for it.
100%.
Yeah. Another agenda people push is texture. I'm very old-fashioned with this. I prefer sock folder, but I'll try texture.
Both of those awkward names referring to setups for this trick,
Yes.
otherwise known as canonless.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Can't even show off single jump. It's so sad.
Sock folder is a pretty great name for a setup and a great name for a tasser.
It's
and just a username.
It's so good. But yeah, so like texture setup, you know, to clarify a little bit more rather than just throwing information out there, you look for a specific texture on the plank. Hence why it's called texture setup. As where sock folder is the name of the guy who created this setup like 11 years ago. Something like that.
Yeah, around there.
Very long time ago, like 2014 or so. It only loses an extra 2 seconds compared to texture setup, but you almost never miss it. So it's not that bad. Some people are haters. I suppose I qualify as one. So we have the Womp King here. Something about building roads or something.
Yeah, so Womp King is pretty angry. You can tell by his expression on his face that, they pretty much built all the infrastructure in the Mushroom Kingdom, and they don't get thanked for any of it. And you can also tell by his back that he's already been stomped on before. So Mario doesn't really care about any of that, though, and he just needs a star. So now as we re-enter the level after defeating the Womp King, you're going to see that they've left an obelisk in memoriam of the Womp King.
Yeah, that sounds lore accurate. Here it is, the obelisk.
It's more like a tower.
You could call it a tower. I mean, like, technically.
No, I think I like obelisk better, actually. The structure.
The top of the obelisk. All right, and now we're done. So now we can play better stages.
12-9. That's my guess.
I have faith in me. 12-8. I know what I did wrong. Ah, that's so sad.
Pinball machine.
That's all right. Some people get more on the slide times than I do. It's a strat that I personally haven't updated since I first learned it, however many years ago it was.
Now that we got 10 stars, we are now able to enter the Tower of the Wing Cap. See that little funny camera thing that Artemis did there is actually lag reduction because majority of the player base of this community plays on OG hardware, but the OG hardware kind of lags since the game wasn't perfectly optimized.
Yeah, there's lots of... If you see a weird camera where I'm not looking exactly where I'm supposed to be going, it's usually lag reduction. If it's not lag reduction, there are a lot of camera setups in this game that let you... Like, I turn it weirdly just so I can hold in one of the cardinal directions. But I'm also not fully up to date on all of those. So I hold some off angles, but the camera is super useful in this game and people overhate it, in my opinion.
I don't think it's necessarily overhated. I think if you've never played the game before and you're just trying to play casually, it is actually like extremely unintuitive. But when you know how it works in each level, because it's kind of different per level, then it's literally your best friend for everything.
Yeah, I mean, I get it casually, hating the camera, but once you're speedrunning and I hear the runners are like, oh yeah, the camera sucks, I just no longer understand. The camera is like actually half of the movement that you do in this game.
It's true. Close one there.
Yeah, it was closer than I would have liked.
Yeah.
That's all right. So how offended are you by this Dark World? especially with this camera ending?
You know, it's less about the quality of the movement and more about the quality of the person. I think we're all high quality people here.
That's
and everyone watching.
So wholesome. Wow.
I would be inclined to agree.
Dance. All right. So Bowser has a 1 in 10 chance of doing a little dance animation, and that can make the throw a little faster. Unfortunately, he did not boogie down this time.
And unfortunately, that's the only fight that he can boogie down, so we're just not seeing it.
Yeah. Unless you have, like, a very tragic Bowser fight.
Somehow die on the Bowser 1 fight. It can happen, but I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I'm pretty sure he also dances in the later fights, too, but it's, like, only after, like, throwing him and you miss the bomb.
Oh, I suppose. I guess I didn't think about it like that. Also, since you're a 16-star runner, do the caps scare you?
I guess not really. I mean, I'm not really a big person on, like, wearing caps in general, just because, like, even if you have, like, slightly curly or wavy hair, just it adds so much frizz if the inside isn't lined with silk or anything, so...
It's
they're
true.
not scary, but it's just, you know, I don't really wear hats in general, so...
I get that entirely.
I'm a no cap guy.
A cap guy. He's just a cool guy.
Well, yes.
I mean, I understand that. I got my silk pillowcase and I got infinite hair up in here, so... Infinite hair glitch. Alright. So we're gonna play a cool level here.
On a cool mountain.
With a cool commentator.
Holy Berry, that was awesome. What a level.
It's one of the levels of all time. I'd say top 15 of the main stages in this game.
Out of how many?
We're not answering that.
While we're here, I do want to pose a question to chat since we're sort of doing this Mario versus Donkey Kong thing. I asked this before. So chat, I'd like to know your favorite Mario games where you control the guy.
I don't know if this one's my favorite. I'm a huge Galaxy fan.
Yeah, I would say Galaxy 1 is probably my favorite Mario game.
Yeah, specifically Galaxy 1. Not that Galaxy 2 is bad, but something about Galaxy 1 just... It does it right.
The sauce in that game is kind of crazy.
They were cooking.
Cooking sauce.
That they were. Also, I see the question, why am I playing to 70? 70 is the minimum amount of required stars to beat this game if you're listening to the developers. The infinite staircase goes away at 70 stars. I need that coin. Whatever. No, I don't. We're moving on. You can do it, of course, with lower. You can do 16. You can do 1. You can even go 0 star. You can go 1 key if you're a machine. But that's cheating. Look at this coin. Okay, orb, hello. Alright, so this is another agenda that I'm here to push. You need to start doing slide skip. Get the blue coin switch, enter the cabin with 34 coins. It's just easier. Until I miss this. Of course, yeah. It's usually easier, and I will push it until I'm no longer playing this game. Because the idea there is if you grab all of those coins when you are jumping, then you skip the slide, but he doesn't call you cheating. And then you don't have to deal with like being right next to the penguin the entire time. and then he finishes slightly faster, so you save time on top of all of it. So, I don't know.
Swag punch.
I have no skill.
I don't know. We can't even see the swag punch.
I didn't hear it, so it didn't happen. That's all right.
If a Mario punches in a forest.
Does it actually? Does it make a sound? Is it real? Or is it a placebo? Alright, can I enter properly? The answer is kind of. Good news. This is Big Boo's haunt. Any questions? I have nothing to say here.
Were you scared of the piano as a kid?
No, I'm scared right now. I'm like trembling in my chair.
I was scared of a piano. So this will be an embarrassing story that I can share. So as a kid, I was not just scared of the piano, but I was scared of the Bowser laugh once you died. So like if I died or I knew I was about to die, I would like run to my bedroom to make sure I didn't hear the Bowser laugh. I was scared. But I'm grown up now.
Not me, I'm scared right now.
It's a scary stage. I am not supposed to be in Mario game. That's alright. Sure.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. That's what we're going for, not speed, just swag. I mean, the next star I do is going to be both, so... You know, assuming things go right.
Oh, I trust. I do have a question from chat for you. Who is your favorite non-Mario character in this game? Or favorite if it's not Mario?
There's not that many characters in this game.
There's Mips the Rabbit right here.
There is Mips the Rabbit. I like Sushi. That is the shark in DDD.
I rock with that. No, that's a good answer. Good answer.
Oh, that's slightly scary.
That's fine. Nice.
That was still pretty
that was
fast.
pretty close to messing up, yeah. The unfortunate fall
not-
of shame if you just grab that star a little too left.
Yeah. But hey,
This goes for content.
The trick was cool. Remember when I, grabbed the bomb and got into the pyramid? Oh, that was cool.
That was awesome. I'm clipping that, actually.
That was pretty cool.
Boing.
Boing.
I wish he made that noise on the Japanese version.
I know. You're just not having fun over there. The whimsy is lost. No wonder 16-star runners don't like playing the game.
Well, I mean, the higher level of 16-star strats, you don't even bounce off the fly guy. You just spare him.
Yeah, you lose all whimsy. You get no boing.
Sacrifices have to be made sometimes.
I suppose you can't even play on like the Shindo version because at least because BLJs. But like, imagine you were doing throws and every time you'd say bye bye.
That would go pretty hard. He says bye bye in 64 DS though, as well.
Oh really? That's a lore drop for me. I don't know DS. I don't know ball.
I was watching Beeve, who's another SM64 speedrunner. He's a 120 main. He was doing a little bit of 64 DS.
does knowledge transfer over? Because I know some stages are like entirely different, or at least like parts of the stages.
It's pretty much the same. I'm pretty sure well, actually, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure each stage, unfortunate, each stage in 64DS has like one extra star. And some of the layouts of levels are slightly different too.
Because like, doesn't TTC have like an entire bottom? Oh, oops, I forgot.
Yeah, they made it a lot harder for you to like actually die in that stage. Whereas as we progress later into this run, like, it's a tick-tock clock. There's hardly any floor at the bottom.
Yeah, it's very, very common to just, you bonk on something and you fall to your death.
Yeah.
I gotta stop doing things. I think that's the play here. You know?
I feel that. I do feel that. Speaking of...
Sorry, please go on.
No, I'm trusting your process right now. I'm trusting it. We're getting a little creative, but I'm trusting it. I'm trusting it. And speaking of things you can do, you can check out the GDQ Hotfix schedule. If you're curious on what's coming up on the channel, you can check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. Me personally, I love Hotfix, so you should check it out, see what's on the schedule. There's always something for everybody. So, yeah.
Well, if you like freestyling, you know, in terms of variety, check out my gameplay. It's something else. All right, try 2. There we go. I'll play it extra safe.
That was all pretty shaky.
The poll looks shaky. I know how that backup works very well. That's what I did in the tournament. I know what I'm doing. Trust the process.
I'm trusting your process right now.
Okay. Well, I didn't say it was a good idea. Just do it though. All right, can I get the triple? Yep.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Quadruple?
If you can find out how to quadruple that, let me know. You're probably saving seconds.
I know, so in this game, you can spawn 2 stars at once, and it only takes up the length of one cutscene, where if you... I don't remember the order exactly. I think it's the 99th, or... Artemis, do you remember?
Yeah, so if you grab the 8th red coin, and then exactly 4 frames later, I'm pretty sure it's 4, exactly 4 frames later, you grab the 100th coin, or what would push you over the edge. Then you can get a double star spawn and spawn both the red coin and the 100 coin star.
Yeah. I just always mix up if it's the 100th coin first or the red coin star or whatever.
It's for red one because you get like a couple frames afterward to move.
Yeah. And then in SM64DS, in TAS, you can do a quintuple star spawn, but it's not actually relevant to the speedrun that much.
You can do it in this game too.
Yeah, I think there's a... Is it quintuple or is it triple? Because I think I've only seen a triple star spawn before.
It's either 4 or 5, so quarter, quin. Let me miss the chest. I shouldn't speak when swimming anyway.
Probably not. Swimming optimally in this game involves tapping A rhythmically at I think like 90, 95 beats per minute. A lot of runners like using an audio cue where Mario kind of makes like a little whoosh or warp noise. And after he makes that little noise...
Say hi to Sushi.
There's... Oh no!
Ouch!
Sushi giving a little love tap.
We go way back. Intentional time loss so I can see Sushi.
It's like seeing that one friend that you don't have any classes with on your way to your next class in school.
Or you sit at the hallway until you have like 10 seconds before you have to get to your class.
Yep.
And the teacher's like, why were you late? And I was like, I was in the bathroom for like every time. Like, yeah. Those were times.
Back in 1970.
Right.
Yeah, the golden years. Yeah, so, you know, the water stage, everyone's favorite in every game ever, usually.
Well, yes.
I think the entrance to the level looks like it would probably taste good, like blueberry or something.
Isn't it water?
Yeah, but like
Okay. No, I'm
like-
picking up with you putting down.
yeah, it's kind of like a blue raspberry angle.
Okay, wait, hold on. You may be cooking here. If
Chat, I'd
DDD
like to hear your
tastes like-
favorite flavors.
Okay, I see
Any
blue
flavor.
raspberry. All right, that might be pretty good.
Okay, so like, what would the flavor be here?
I think it'd be more spicy than anything, just because it's a fire level.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, no, it's fine.
I'm liking these flavors we're getting in chat. Loving a blue raspberry. Loving mint. Mint is good. Pie flavor is interesting. I feel like there's a lot of different pie flavors, but just generally pie flavor, I rock with that.
Oh boy, what flavor? Pie flavor.
Pie flavor.
I haven't heard that in so long.
Didn't you send me another meme recently that was similar to that?
I don't know. I send you a lot of things.
That's true. All right, we get no dance, but we do get jump. So that's pretty cool. Oh, that's a miss. Bye. We get a second jump.
Maybe he'll dance.
Well, I'm not even going to give him the
there's not enough
chance.
time.
So,
Yeah.
Bro is mad. He does not have time for dancing.
So because we do this fight pretty quickly, we don't see that actually Bowser has a couple new moves. Mainly that he teleports around, but you can actually grab him in the middle of his teleport, but he'll be invisible. But you can still see his shadow, and it looks pretty funny.
it's true. It is pretty... It's a pretty fun glitch. There's a couple cool glitches with Bowser, actually. Like what I call the home run glitch.
Is that the one where he goes fine in the third fight?
Yeah. You can do it in Dark World too. You can probably do it in Fire Sea actually. But the idea is that like you throw him off the stage and then he'll jump back on, and before you can touch the ground, you grab him with like a side flip or something. And then if you throw him into the bomb, he goes flying. It's pretty sick. Ooh, the Skeeter is a friend of the family. Look at that.
With the family, and you killed him.
Friend of the family. We go way back. He knows where he needs to be. No, he's alive in our hearts. He comes back.
handful of coins.
Right. Okay, right.
We'll see him again. Don't ruin this for me. Don't.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's-
That little robot thing, a heave ho, just tosses you. That could have been tragic.
It's karmic intervention.
This was... Everything's okay. It's fine. Also, I know it's been a bit since we were talking about Bowser Dance, but I just thought about like the Dance Dance Revolution Mario mix. If you haven't seen Bowser's moves in that game, oh my god, he's on fire.
I've seen a little bit.
I love that game. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend. Like the entire story makes no sense, and you have to like, you see all the classic Mario enemies, and all of them are like, all right, so the only way we can settle this is a dance off. Right? Or like right at the beginning of the game, so it's not like a spoiler or anything. You leave your house and the river is flooded, and then Toad's like, oh no, what will we do? And then he's like, that's right, we can dance. So you get on the boat and then you cross the river while dancing the entire time. Because you had to be dancing. I don't know. The game it's fire.
I need to play that immediately.
You gotta play
actually.
it. It's so good.
It reminds me of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where like the entire world's infrastructure is based on just playing each other in a card game.
How
It's the same logic.
How are you supposed to exist without it?
You're supposed to exist without dancing.
Fair point.
That's true. Alright, cool. There's a new strat here, and by new I mean not new, but there's a new setup that you instead of going all the way to the top there, you can just enter the bottom right away without triggering the elevator, and you can do some wall kicks and flip up into that area with the star. It saves like 7 seconds or something, like that done optimally versus the other strat that I did done optimally. It's cool.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
I don't have much to say on it. It's just a cool strat. All right, tiny huge island. So does the island change size or does Mario change size? I have an answer, but I want
The island.
Okay.
Mario. I feel like being evil, actually.
Well, I mean, I don't know if my answer is like true. To be clear, I have an opinion on this. Because
No, but you're always right.
That's what I'm saying. Not everyone's down with that though. Anyway, I think I swear it has to be Mario, right? Because you go through the pipe, but then all of the enemies are bigger than you? Or does the island just have like an aura that makes all of the enemies smaller with it?
We do have a chat poll for this question. Get your votes in now.
This is critical.
No, but
I must know your opinion.
Think about it this way. All right, the level is called Tiny Huge Island. It's referring to the island itself, not Mario changing size.
So?
So it has to be what if there's just two different islands?
Okay, but life is how you perceive it. So to Mario, this is a tiny island and a huge island. That doesn't mean the island's changing sizes.
You're cooking with that, actually. I believe you.
I don't think I see the vision.
I think the only downside with my theory is that coins are still the same size.
All right, I win.
You have a whole bunch of living creatures changing size. I think we can look past.
What if there's just like subspecies of every like enemy and there's just like really tiny versions too?
Maybe.
But like, why though?
Honest.
I don't know, maybe like the smaller island has a slightly different climate that like there's less humidity, so things are smaller. Didn't like in like really prehistoric times, like insects were like ginormous or something? Because it was way more humid.
I've heard this.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's Toad.
I took the top off.
So in theory, after every star, it asks me if I want to save. In theory, I should be saying no. In practice, I should also be saying no. I'm just not very good at hitting no. All right, It's all right.
It can be kind of hard though.
Make sure I don't mess this up. That's fine.
Ooh, okay. Dude, that was kind of close.
That looked just fine to me. I don't know what you're doing.
As it turns out, chat does not seem to agree with us. They say that it is the island is won 15 to 8.
I can't believe you're all wrong.
It's crazy that you're all wrong and I'm right. Because
That's just how it works, right?
Swag backup, by the way.
I'm very good at that backup, which is bad because that means I fail the normal movement a lot. Hey, check out the slide kick.
that was baller.
That's the safer version.
You know, it's like the old phrase of antiquity. Movement saves minutes and tricks save seconds. And movement begins when you mess up.
Right.
If I wasn't holding a
right.
controller, I would be snapping my fingers right now.
We're with young Shakespeare here. No, I'm with you.
All right, let's pretend I didn't fail it. I went for the star. I'm not cooking. I'm doing something, that's for sure. Like I said earlier, if you like freestyling, check out this movement. Seeing movement
the
you'll
food
never
might
see
be cold
any
in-
honor before.
The food might be cold in the middle, but it's chill because we can just put it back in the microwave.
That's so true. Again, I would snap for that. You can just put it back in the microwave. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't mind it if the food's like not like freezing cold in the middle, because like the rest is warm enough, and I'll just eat it like that way.
That feels evil, actually.
You're not supposed to do that. You let
You're
yourself
not
suffer
supposed to do
for
that.
what?
I don't know. Like, it's warm enough.
It's warm. Yeah, you know, technically you don't need to heat up the food before you eat it. You just should.
Well, like, yeah, I guess you're right, actually.
You know, hear another boing to make fun of the 16 runners who play on JP. 120 runners, that's fine, but... Oh. Alright, whatever. That was a rough stage, but, you know, it's all about the poetry. We won't remember that TTM for my gameplay. We will remember it for the line said. Go down in history.
You gotta get a little philosophic on the beat. That's how you know you got a good run.
For sure.
Also do want to shout out the incoming hype train. For those who subscribe to the channel, whether it's Prime Gaming, gift subs, bits, all that awesome stuff, you help keep our shows running on the GDQ Hotfix. So if you are enjoying, please consider subscribing. You get cool perks such as exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, access to the chat during replays, etc., etc. And even if you can't subscribe, you can always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends, which helps us out quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're here, you probably like GDQ. I mean, I do.
I like.
Well, yes, I like this place.
Well, we're 3 for 3, so... Yeah, this stage is... Oh, it's alright. It's another cold stage. This is not the movement.
This is how GTM eats his food, in the center.
True. He's looking at the star and going,
Yeah,
dang,
like
that looks
the
quite
stars
tasty.
in the center. Yeah, dude, like, come on, does it not?
Does it taste like blue raspberry? Like that structure there?
I wasn't thinking like blue raspberry. They used to, I think they still sell these. They're like these officially licensed coin blocks and red mushroom and 1-up blocks.
Oh, like the little tins with the candy in them.
Yeah. They were made of, they were like tin containers, and they had like these mint candies in them. And I don't know, I just kind of thought of that for like how the star might taste, maybe a little minty.
Stars are slightly minty. Okay, all right.
When I asked about flavors earlier, someone did say that a one-up mushroom might taste like a sour Skittle, like a green sour Skittle. And I was like, low-key, I can get behind that.
I could see that, but it's also like a one-up, you know, it provides life. So
Fair point.
what might providing life taste like? Probably feels crazy, actually.
Probably tastes like a really good quesadilla.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm
see
following you.
I mean, I was just thinking of some good food that I've had recently, and I had a fantastic quesadilla the other day. And if that's probably what life tastes like. I gained another life when I ate that.
As we gain another star.
Banger segue.
So, little known fact. Each time you talk to Toad in this game, the Japanese runners always call it robbery. That's what they translate it to, robbery. Because I guess they interpret Mario as just stealing a star from Toad.
I'm so sad. Sorry.
Mario's evil. This guy sucks. Maybe it is Donkey Kong that wins.
Whoa there. Okay. We don't have to go that far.
All right, okay, I don't know about all that, but just putting it out there. Sowing the seeds of chaos here.
See, we already have enough chaos in the world.
That is true.
What we need is unity.
I can get behind that.
All get behind that Mario's better.
Okay, right. Chat your opinions. I'd like to know your opinions on this, actually.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't played enough Donkey Kong games personally. I was talking about it earlier, actually, while watching the previous run briefly, that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's also the only Donkey Kong Country game I've played, which is also a problem that I need to fix.
If that is your one country game, I think Tropical Freeze is probably it. That's a good one.
I wasn't even close. What am I doing? Yeah, Tropical Freeze was fantastic. The music, just like, the music was great. The gameplay, I really liked. I liked exploring for everything. I used no guide. I used the bird to go get all the letters or whatever. It was a good time. And I played it on the Wii U, the console no one owns, so.
I own one.
You are rare.
Yeah.
I just called him an anomaly.
Uncommon. But that's all right. It's good to know that you people exist. I support you.
Chat,
Thanks.
I'd like to know if you are one of the like 3 people who owned a Wii U or still own a Wii U. Sound off.
There's this one guy that watches SM64 occasionally, and his name is just I own a Wii U.
That's a banger.
It's not a given. Wii U is the rare console. I mean, everyone has the shared experience, it seems like, where it's like, yeah, I tried to tell my parents to get it, but they thought it was just for Wii again, so we didn't upgrade.
Oh my god, the
Ooh, there are
is here.
They're showing up. I rock with this.
Hey, I'm happy to see it.
We found your people.
Oh, I'm
Shout out
gonna
Wii
go this way.
owners.
We're gonna lose time. Because that was definitely the most important thing I was doing here. So in the spirit of save the animals and definitely not I don't like the strat, I am sparing the lacto. Like there's a strat where you do some movement, you bounce on a lacto, spawns into 5 coins, that part doesn't matter. you get up to the pole and take a different route. It saves time, but it's, I don't know, it's not easy. Do you like this star?
I've done it a little bit. It's a little awkward,
I need
but
that.
It does look pretty cool.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that was almost a sick backup.
Slightly too close. That's alright. I really like this star. I've been seeing some slander on this star recently. It's very unfortunate. I think it's one of the best stars in this stage. If not the best. The movement's fun.
Speaking of stars, chat, I know we're going off our Wii U high, but chat, your favorite star in Super Mario 64. In this run, we are going to see 70 of them. So, name me your favorite.
Almost sweated.
All right, never mind. We're going back. Round 2. Run it back.
Take 2.
That one didn't happen. We were calming down from the Wii U high. We're coming back. All right, so the question was, what is your favorite star in the run?
This one's pretty cool.
I was gonna say I asked the question and suddenly I have never collected a single star in this game. Actually,
all right, hold on. Try 2, or 3, or 4. You know what? I should probably get the star. Let's just.
To be fair,
getting the star by itself, pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, as you can see right there, it says tricky triangles, and I guess it lives up to the name.
It's a little bit tricky, I can't lie.
Yeah, but I was hoping I could have said like tricky triangles. Seems simple to me. But
shoot into the wild blue seems pretty tame to me.
What do you think that blue tastes like?
Probably like, I don't know.
It's like that flavor where it's like you have like it's like based on a color, but it like doesn't taste like anything that you usually associate with that color. So it just tastes like blue. What that is, I don't know. It just tastes like blue.
I had that conversation with someone the other day where it's like, yeah, it tastes like purple. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it tastes like purple. Is that moving? Yeah, it is.
I mean, I wasn't thinking of a taste, but I was thinking more like just like the smell of a cool breeze when you step outside and the sky's nothing but blue in the early 2010s.
Can we get a fact check on that? Was the sky just blue in the 2010s?
It's like when you wake up, it's like a really crisp summer day, and there are like those birds outside your window.
The morning dove.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, you roll out of bed, it's summer break, you hear the birds tweeting, you're calling your friend, life is good. Sure. Why not?
Ouch.
Did the pendulum save you there?
I'm not certain it might have.
Because like normally when you fall like that, you also get sent back a little bit too.
Alright. Yeah, I tried to cancel my momentum, so whatever. Yeah. The rare circumstance where you don't die when falling. Could be worse.
Get a hand. I already have 2. Sorry.
I really wanted that. This is gonna kind of suck now because of that.
I'm trusting in your process.
Nah, this is not gonna be good. First C. That's alright, whatever. It's open for some specific movement there. Normally, runners do that while stopped. It saves some time if you do it moving, and get it right away. It saves time because you can enter the clock earlier, so you don't have to wait for it to move up to the 12, and then you save time because of that, even though it's slightly longer. I'm going the wrong way. That's okay. That is not going to make it. Ah, that would have been cool. That's what I was talking and playing. It's bad. Bad strat. And then also you save time because people think you're cooler. So.
True.
So I'm doing the stars kind of entirely out of order because of circumstances that I could have played better. Normally, a lot of people do 100-point star here first because it lines up with just movement better from like Toad to getting into the clock. That's why right away I was like, oh, the clock's moving, so I had to go to a different star. And it was slow moving, which is something you never prepare for. Where am I going? All right, we're good. Okay, as long as I don't die on this star, that's all I'm really going for. I'm collecting the coins.
Well, yes.
A couple of them here and there. I'm very... Glitchy bonk right at the end. That was so sad.
Insult to injury.
It was. Yeah, so this is TikTok Clock 100. Usually, I'm doing these stars in a weird order here, but usually you would do this right when you enter the stage, but because I entered too slowly, I ended up having to do something else. Like, that's why I said, like, oh yeah, the clock is moving. Okay, surely I played that off.
I believe. While we're getting these 100 coins here, I do want to shout out all the people who are going to be watching this VOD on the YouTube. If you'd like to catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. If you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon, and you can stay up to date with more GDQ going on. And watch VODs from all the Hotfix shows, all our main marathons, other stuff like that. It's a great time.
Alright, we'll just play it super safe.
Good choice.
That's okay. You know, mistakes happen. I was gonna go for some movement that you shouldn't do.
Okay, the thwomp, that blue guy over there, that is blue raspberry now.
Yeah, okay. I'm down with this. He's definitely blue raspberry.
Like a rock candy.
True.
Blue raspberry.
Ooh, yum. Damn, I want ice cream now. This is evil. Can't be doing this to me.
Okay.
Whoa.
And then all that's left is reds. You can do them moving. For the sake of everyone's sanity, I am not going to.
Ooh,
I don't
we
do
have an
that.
excellent first-time chat message. The metal cap tastes like licking a battery. I think you're the most correct human being ever.
Definitely. Or maybe a Switch cartridge.
I can also get behind that.
I was just thinking, like, when you're licking a spoon after all of the ice cream is gone, just to get, like, the last remaining flavor. But then it's all gone, so you're just licking the spoon. That's what the metal cap tastes like.
Spoon.
I can see that.
All right.
And now we have 70 stars.
Hooray! That's the name of the category.
Most of the game.
That's a ref. Holy, 70 stars? Wait. All right. helpful arrow right at the beginning to tell you which direction you need to go.
Nice.
I always misfed speed
Love
kick,
that
which is so sad. Yeah, I love that movement. It's so good. I wish more people did it, but I understand why they don't. I'm also going to play super safe and just do the kicks. Which I also think is overrated. Doesn't lose that much time. Okay. That.
Yeah,
Let's take our time. We're chilling. We're underestimate. Also, this 1-up spawns every time, so if you happen to die in the fight, make sure you get that.
I like that the little pillars, including one where that 1-up was in front of, has a little 8-bit Mario and Bowser on it.
Yeah, those pillars
one of my
are
favorite Easter eggs about this game.
Two.
Okay, sure.
2.
That was... Alright.
2.5.
You just wanted a little more context.
You were
still.
so close to the edge, and you shot fire.
Oh yeah.
What a friend.
That is really unfortunate. Some of these fireballs bounce too.
He's actually throwing for content. This is crazy.
Where
He's
is
for
it?
more screen time.
Over there. Alright, cool.
3. Happy.
Hooray!
Happy New Year! Yeah, so the fire, just real quick, those blue fireballs home in on you, which is why I didn't grab Bowser immediately to throw. And then time, of course, is when I grabbed the Mega Star right there. Time.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, it was a run of all time. I could have definitely played better, but I had a great time, and that's what I was here for. We heard some poetry, we asked some life questions. I think we're all walking away with this run with some value added to our lives.
For me, it's the Wii U community.
The Wii U community, I'm happy
You
to see
actually
it
found your
alive and
people.
well.
That was great though. I had an amazing time. This was awesome. I was excited for this all day, and I'm glad to have been here for that. Artemis GTM, where can the people find you?
I'm found Artemis64 on Twitch, and then 6425 on the social media site of Twitter. That's where I usually am. I don't stream too often, but when I do, that's where you can find me. Otherwise, you'll find me in some runners chat. I'm sure you'll see me.
As for me, GTM, you can find me on Twitch on twitch.tv/GTM__. Only 2 underscores. I stream pretty regularly. I do like 6 to 10 hour sessions every other day because, I'm trying to gun for top 3 and 16 star. If anyone's watching this, you're thinking of maybe getting into SM64, hit my line anywhere, Twitch, Twitter. I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction for, anything you need to get set up.
Yeah, community's great. We always love new runners. So if you somehow have not seen this run, or you are only just now considering, whatever the case may be, we always welcome new runners. It's always good to see new faces in the community.
Thank you both so much for that run. That was great. Like you said, answered a lot of really important life questions. I do have one last question for chat. After this episode, Donkey Kong or Mario? Or both. It could be both. But with that, once again, I want to thank you both for that amazing and very creative run of Super Mario 64. But with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show for tonight. Had a great night. We are going to be staying live. Let's start over. I know how to say words. We're going to continue the night after Hidden Heroes. We've got Express Lane coming up after this, so make sure you stay tuned for Express Lane after the break. Other than that, that's going to be a good night for me. Stay cool, my friends. You're all great and you're all heroes. and stay tuned for more GDQ.